Minutes ahead of schedule, but we do have Coach Philip Montgomery from Tulsa. The Golden Hurricane is 2-3 overall, 0-1 in the American Athletic Conference. Tulsa was in action Saturday at SMU. SMU won the game 43-37 in 3 overtime periods. Tulsa returns to H.A. Chapman Stadium in Tulsa on Saturday to face Navy. That game will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central, and will be on ESPNU. Coach, thanks for joining us this morning. Could we just get your thoughts on the game at SMU, please? And we expect to see you as you're back at home on Saturday to face Navy.
Yeah, I mean, really hard-fought ball game, tough one, obviously. 3 overtimes and all of that part of it. I thought SMU played well. They've got a lot of weapons. I thought our guys really came out and set the tone and played extremely well. Very proud of our football team. I think we're continuing to grow each and every week and getting better each and every week. Obviously, as you start looking forward to Navy, always very, very difficult to prepare for, especially in a week's time. I think Ken does an outstanding job there and has for many, many years. Got a ton of respect for him and what he does in his program. Defensively, they're a little different this year and bringing a lot of pressure and doing some different things. So going to be a really tough ball game. Obviously, we get them at home. That helps a little bit. But looking forward to the opportunity to get back on the field and continue to keep getting better.
We'll take questions for Coach Philip Montgomery, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue, and the operator will introduce you.
Thank you. We'll now take our first question from Bill Wagner with the Baltimore Sun Media Group. Please go ahead.
Well, Coach, I just wanted to ask you what you're seeing out of Navy. They've got a new defensive coordinator since last year. You've always, I believe, played against the same D coordinator. This guy's doing some different things. And then offensively, Malcolm Perry, I wanted to get some thoughts on what you think of him as a player.
Yeah, defensively they are extremely different than what they've been in the past. A very much attacking type defense, bringing a lot of different pressures, giving you a lot of different fronts, and from a secondary standpoint, giving you some different looks back there that they haven't done in the past. So obviously extremely different. I think he's done a great job, obviously, putting pressure on quarterbacks. You look at the Memphis game, and, they only had 15 snaps the whole first half. So you put what they're doing defensively, again, with what they do offensively, it causes a lot of issues and problems that you got to deal with. And then Malcolm, Malcolm's played extremely well. He's a guy that just continues, in my opinion, to get better and better, and kind of the sky's the limit for him. So it's going to be interesting as we step on the field with them and get a chance to go toe-to-toe again. We've had some great ball games in the past. Don't expect this to be any different.
Well, I was going to ask you, since you both joined the American Athletic Conference, they've kind of had your number, but when you look at the results, the games are almost always close, and they're very high scoring. What do you do to turn those results around in your favor, Coach?
Well, we've had some great games against them, and they have been high scoring, most of them. Defensively, got to do a better job of trying to limit. I mean, you got to play very disciplined, sound football. You got to be gap sound, but you got to be option sound versus as well. And so, we got to try to find some turnovers in there, get some takeaways. You got to do a good job on early downs and get them in positions that they don't like to play into. And then for us, we've got to do a good job of, there's times that we've had leads, and we got to do a good job of maintaining those and finishing out games, especially when you're playing somebody like Navy.
Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, let me ask the next one. You're coming off a game, a pretty wild, emotional game that didn't go your way. Navy's coming in off of one, maybe a similar game where they pulled it out at the end and got a real exhilarating win. How much does any of that matter coming into this game? Does the emotion from either side from last week's games can carry over into this week?
Well, obviously they're trying to carry that emotion in, and for us, just like every week, whether you win or lose, you're trying to get back into the week. You got 24 hours to kind of deal with it, win or loss, and then we got to focus on our next opponent. Our schedule is extremely tough, and every week's going to be that same type of battle war that we had last week. So you got to try to get back fresh, get focused on your next opponent, and get your schematic things done and installed and get ready to go. So how much of that is going to play into this game from the lag over it, I don't know. But I know our team's got to do a good job of bouncing back and getting prepared for another physical game versus Navy.
And then one individual I wanted to ask you about, Coach, from your side is Travis Gibson, who seems like he's having quite the year so far. Can we get your thoughts on his performance to date this season?
Yeah, I think he's a special player. He's our team captain. He's our team leader. He's done a great job for us. His play has been consistent all the way through. He's made big plays every game. But I think our defense as a whole has done that. I mean, Cooper's played extremely well. Travis has. And you can name several others in that group. But, Travis expected him to have this type of year and expect him to continue to keep doing the things that he's doing right now.
Thank you, Coach. Do we have any final questions for Coach Philip Montgomery, please? Star 1 on your telephone keypad, if so. Coach, appreciate you giving us a few minutes, as always. We look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.